Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Matchday Report, for once being recorded on the day of the match day, which is something I haven't done since about like October, November really. It's been a very long time since I've done an on the day Matchday Report. However, this will go out on Mother's Day, but the reason it's being recorded today is because tomorrow is Mother's Day and it works out better for me to do it today. But anyways, like I said, welcome back. Preston North End versus Middlesbrough, Gentry Day. It was a disaster, to say the least, as you can see from this. But we're going to break it down now for you all, just in case you missed it. So, the first half had us start decently with the game plan, but as soon as Borough scored their first goal, things started to get a little bit shaky in all areas. And when the second half rolled around, it was a straight disaster, as we're going to concede 3 more, 2 courtesy of Cameron Archer of all people, and just played some genuinely poor football for the rest of the match. So yeah, it wasn't great, to be honest with you. As you can see, Middlesbrough 16 shots, 5 on target, 4 of which went in. We had 7 shots all game, which isn't awful, 3 on target, but they weren't exactly threatening shots. My camera light's not on. There we go, we are now back in action. Apologies for that, I have no idea what on earth just happened then. I think the camera's had enough of the constant North End slander, to be honest. But anyways, like I was saying, we just didn't look threatening all game. The shots that were on target were poor. We had plenty of opportunities to maybe play a ball through, or to, you know, turn around and have a crack at goal, but many players who was in front of the goal with a good opportunity didn't do. Everyone just looked reluctant to shoot, and that's what it's been like all season. When there's been an opportunity to shoot, people have just been reluctant to shoot, and they've not shot, and I don't understand why. Meh. Maybe it's a confidence issue, I have no idea, but it needs sorting out an ASAP, because we're slowly quickly closing down the end of the season, and we can't afford any more mishaps. We need to get these goals going. And also, as you can see, DRB picked up a red card, which I've seen a lot of people come out on Twitter after the game saying DRB's dog shit because he picked up the red card. I just want you to all give yourself a slap in the face and wake up. DRB's been one of our best players for the last like 3-4 weeks. And he had a good game today. The red card was unfortunate, yes, but at the same time, he's been one of our better players, and he simply, in emotion, probably just got the better of him today. Probably, you could argue a bit of a soft red, never a second yellow, but it is what it is, unfortunately. But he was in no means bad today, and he is no means a bad player. He's been very, very good since that Blackpool game. Wouldn't you know it, Blackpool is our next fixture. So, I don't know, it's a funny one. Thankfully, it's only a 1-match ban, but it begs the question, what's our defence going to look like against Blackpool? Because as far as we know, Liam Lindsay's sort of not there at the minute. Cunningham came off injured today. You know, Hughes and Story are going to have to play. So is Bauer going to have to play centre-back? I have no idea. But we'll soon see, I suppose. But yeah, it's not looking up. Anyways, player ratings. This one's going to be a doozy. Okay, Woodman a 5. I'd probably say a 4. Not much he could do about the goals, or the third one wasn't exactly in the corner. Made a couple of good saves to keep the score at 1 before half-time, which is true, did make some good saves. But in terms of goal 2 and 3, I think it was goal 3. It's his positioning that lets him down once again. It's something that's been a problem with Woodman all season, and it's something that needs fixing. His positioning is pretty poor. And yeah, that's about it. That's why he concedes so many silly goals. His position is poor. His distribution also wasn't on point today either. It's never on point, but it's been improving, and today it's kind of dropped off. Story of 4 stuck to his task, but a tough afternoon against a dangerous Borough attack was breezed past for the third goal, and then his poor pass led to DRB sending off, which yeah, I can agree. DRB a 4, a performance full of heart, but he struggled against the horse quality. Got away with an error at 1-0 and then received a second yellow later on. Cunningham a 5, forced off after picking up an injury in the build-up to Borough's early opener. Disappointing setback for him after a string of consistent performances. Borough had waltzed their way through all too easily for the first goal. Potts a 5, I'd say a 4. Had a difficult day against Ryan Giles. Got into some decent positions in the first half, but couldn't provide the spark. No lack of effort as always. And this is the thing with Potts. He's an absolute, don't get me wrong, Potts is an engine. He can do the miles and he'll do the running, but it's just the final product. I didn't see anything, you know, compared to back early in the season when he'd be willing to have a shot against teams like Luton and Swansea and he'd score. Today he could have shot in plenty of occasions and just didn't do it. And I don't know why. I don't know what he's been encouraged to do, or what he's been told not what to do, or whatever else like that. But yeah, no, it's just not going too well for Potts at the minute. And as much as I like him as a player, he's a good player, sound person, and he can do the miles. Like I said, he's an engine. It's just that final product recently. Whiteman a 6, kept working away in the middle of the park, but Borough's midfielders just had the better of it. looked frustrated out there, but Peony unable to get their passing going. Ledson a 6, replaced at half-time with Law changing shape. Had put himself about and got stuck in. Borrow had some joy playing through, but Ledson was his typical aggressive, committed self. Fernandez a 5, tried to influence things going forward and combined nicely on occasions, but a real test for him today. Brown a 6, ran himself into the ground and tried to set the tone on Gentry Day. Played in attacking midfield alongside DJ, but spent most of his time defending. Johnson a 6, struggled to deal with the intensity and pressing. Attempted to get Peony playing one-touch stuff, but it never really worked. Kept hunting the ball, but the horse were good. Isolated up there, Cannon a 6. Isolated up there in the first half and kept running the hard yards. Had a couple of efforts at goal and produced a fine save from Stefan in the second half. And now I saw a post from, I think it's the second tier on Twitter, saying that Cannon only had 3 touches all game, one of which was a shot. It's just such an unnecessary comment to make, because at the end of the day, you know, how are you expected to make touches when you're not receiving the ball? Haaland had a game not long ago where he only touched the ball twice, and one of them was kickoff. You know, you can't make an unfair analogy like that unless you're watching the game. Yeah, he didn't touch the ball that much, but he was never given the ball because we could never get the ball to him. It's simple as that. But yeah, he dropped deep so many times to do his defensive bits as well. Hughes a 5, introduced early on and proved to be a tough day after Akpom made life difficult. Parrott a 6, went up top with Cannon, saw a shot deflected over the crossbar after a nice piece of skill, was busy up top again, but the ball was on the other end of the pitch with large bots. And even though he was offside, I know he was offside, but you know, there was a chance where he could, you know, the net was open. Yeah, it was offside, but even still, you're naturally going to go for the shot because I don't think he knew you were offside, and he still missed the wide open net. And the keeper was off his line completely, and he still missed. Pirates just not all there for me. Woodburn a 6, introduced late to add freshness. Game were gone. Brady fought on the final 5 along Woodburn, pushed forward in pursuit of consolation, and Delap a 5, introduced late and went into the book for a foul. So yeah, I don't think anyone really had a fantastic performance today. I think 6s and 5s are a little bit generous for what it's worth, but it is what it is. And this as well about changing shape. I've seen a lot of discussion over, you know, again on Twitter, regarding the shape that we played today, which was different to what we've been playing for the last 7. Everyone was saying we've been on. This is wrong, by the way. Johnson did not play up front with Cannon. And yeah, but like I was saying here about the shape, we only had 1 striker up front, and for the past 7 games where we've been unbeaten, we've been playing 2 up front. But I'm not being funny. Who can we play up front alongside Cannon? Oh, my webcam's done it again, and I've not even realised. There we go. I'm back online. But yeah, like I was saying, even when we did change shape to have 2 up front, it still just didn't seem all there, to be honest with you, because we changed shape and we conceded 3 rather than 1. So I don't know if the shape was the fault. You know, we didn't have Evans today as well because of the injury he picked up in the previous game, and without, you know, like I said, no Ched, no Party. It is what it is. Ched's one of those leader characters who'll do all the hard graft and he'll, you know, put himself everywhere. So like I said, no Ched, no Party. He's one of the best players, if not the best player for us right now, and is the key ingredient to getting us places if we're gonna win games. Now, Ryan Lord post-match transcript on the defeat. It was a tough afternoon, gutted really with the day all around, and it being Gentry Day. The fans were brilliant singing in their numbers, which was fantastic, by the way. We knew it was going to be tough, but it was a little bit tougher than I expected. What I will say is that we've been on a fantastic 7-game unbeaten run, some good wins, draws and fighting back. I thought today we didn't make enough tackles. They're a good team, we know that. They are riding the crest of a wave, but the goals we conceded were not what I expect us to concede. I'm disappointed with them. I can't be too down because the lads have been on a fantastic run. But I just think that this shows why we are not playoff contenders, and this is something we'll speak about in a moment because it's important. Because you have to come here and perform to the levels to be contenders, and we were near that level today. And that's about it there. On Ched's absence, selection difficulties and tactics. It was tough to know what to do, but I thought we were okay until the first goal. We played a box midfield with 2 4s, 2 10s and a striker because we felt we needed to secure the middle of the pitch. The first goal is 1 touch, set, bang and goal. So I'm disappointed with that, and I'll have to look at it. If Ched had been available, we probably would have just gone with our normal shape. We changed it again at half-time and put another striker on because we couldn't get up the pitch. But they've got moments of brilliance and quality. We didn't have moments of brilliance or quality today. The effort was there, I must say, but we have to have more than effort for what we are. The selection was based on them being a good team and us keeping it down in terms of stopping the threat in pockets and in behind, but we felt short. And that's what it's all about today. A lot of, like I said before, people calling out the change of shape. And you know, we changed at half-time because we couldn't get up, but that wasn't necessarily a bad thing because staying behind what was keeping us in the game, because we were able to, you know, keep the door shut a little bit longer. But the second we try and make more advances forward, we leave ourselves vulnerable for a team that's very, very powerful. Oh, my webcam's gone again. But like I was saying, we become vulnerable because Middlesbrough's a team with incredible attacking prowess, and we can't let them exploit us like that. And that's what they did. They exploited us. So that's probably why it was a good idea to keep the original formation. Everyone's saying he's clueless and he has no tactics. The tactic he brought into the game to deploy at kick-off was the correct one, because it kept the door shut longer. All we needed was to figure out a way around having one striker up front and a better way to go forward, because everyone was dropping back, including the striker. So if we could have found a way to get forward, then Bob would have been your uncle. It would have been a bit of a more square game. But because we're trying too hard to go forward, it leaves us too vulnerable, and as you can see, we can see 3 more. On Diaby's red card, I don't know, I haven't seen it back, but that is the least of my worries at the minute. I need to debrief the game and look at what we didn't do well. I don't know why he got booked first time. It's about the football today. We weren't at the levels we have been at, and we couldn't keep a good team at bay. If we want to compete at the top, if we want to compete and get to the top end of the division and the top 6, then we need to be better than we were today. It's facts. On Middlesbrough, very good team. Everything they do, the movement, interchanges, passing, pass, appreciation, shot goals, energy, they've got the lot. So fair play to Michael and his team. That's about it. On Peony, lacking belief in attack. Maybe we were just a bit short of that. A bit of belief when we got up to the top end of the pitch. We respect them all the time, but you are out on the pitch. You cannot show any respect. You've got to go toe to toe. And yeah, we probably could have got a couple of more shots away. Another keeper made a good save from Cannon, and there were a few snapshots in areas where you thought, go on, just have a shot, and we didn't get it off. We just got into some decent areas, but probably not enough to hurt them. And again, that's what it were all about. We just didn't get the shot off. It's simple as that. And that's what we need to start doing more. We just need to get the shot off, because you never know. You can hit the ball and it could go into the back of the net. You don't know unless you try. Simple as that. Now, points to make. It was a massive step back after 7 good games. I thought Archer today for Middlesbrough, not only was he a class player scoring 2 goals, but he was also a class personality. As every time he scored, he didn't bother running off to celebrate. He didn't give an over-the-top reaction. He simply just put his head down and smiled, basically, as if to say, right, job's done. He didn't showboat or anything like that. He showed us the respect. And even at full time, there goes the camera. And even at full time, when everyone else left the pitch, he stayed on last to basically shake our hands and, you know, just walk up to the fans and give us an applause. You know, it was a tough day for us, for Preston. Being Gentry Day and everything like that, we wanted 3 points to commemorate such a special day in the club, and we couldn't get that. Of course, Archer knows what Gentry Day is all about. He's had a Gentry Day with us before, but at the same time, you know, just based on the fact that we helped him get to this stage as well, just that sign of respect for not showboating the celebration, for showing us respect throughout the game and at the end, and then applauding the fans as well. He knows what he's worth to Preston North End, and that is something that is, you know, something you like to see from a player that has since departed. But yeah, that's that really. And if anything, it just shows us exactly what we need. We've said it all season. If we had Archer from August, we'd be flying by now, because we just don't have a clinical striker. Evans is a great striker in his own right, and so is Tom Cannon, but they're not clinical enough like Cameron Archer is. He's a natural born goal scorer. Cannon is getting there, and Evans is starting to improve and maybe get back into his good shape. But we can't just rely on Jed Evans. Now, in terms of our pros and cons, I've only got 1 pro, and that is a class following from the fans, especially on Gentry Day, and especially during, you know, like the hard times. We're 4-0 down, 3-0 down, and we're still celebrating and singing. Hats off to the Gentry, you know, stand up for the Gentry, you know, applauding, singing, dancing. We loved it. It was a great day out. And the cons, very poor display, exposed our weaknesses up front, conceded some poor goals at times, and we also picked up another red card. So yeah, not the finest afternoon for Preston North End at all. But at the same time, you could argue we could have done better. It went downhill in the second half after we started to try and make changes to get back into the game, which is a shame, because that's never usually the case. But today it was the case, and it is what it is. But anyways, thank you all for watching and listening in. Hope you're all having a good day. This will go out on the Sunday, so you know it'll be Mother's Day when this goes out in the UK anyway. Hopefully you're all celebrating with your parents, you know, enjoying that life and all that good stuff, celebrating mothers and, you know, all that good stuff. If there's any mothers watching this, happy Mother's Day to you. You lot are brilliant. Thank you for all you do for us children. And And yeah, I'm off to bed because I'm tired. Night shifts on a Friday aren't fun. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. And there goes the webcam, so it's the perfect time to end and stop waffling. So yeah, thanks all for watching, and I'll see you for Blackpool.